Well, Forest manager Brian Clough admits his side was shell-shocked after 2 defeats on the trot, and also that he personally boobed in dropping skipper John McGovern last Saturday. Now he seeks to restore stability in midfield by recalling McGovern as the only change in the Forest lineup. Ipswich lost a little ground on Villa when suffering their first defeat of the season at Brighton, but were without 5 regulars that day. They're still without Cooper and Burley. Civil and McCall continue as replacements, but Tyson's return restores balance in midfield. Referee Don Shaw of Cheshire ready to get this game underway then. A real top-of-the-table battle with Ipswich in second place there in the white jerseys. Attacking the goal to our right. A high boot by Kenny Burns gives the first free kick of the game. And so it's the red shirts, white shorts of Nottingham Forest clustering around the penalty area. Low one for Gates. And tries one. Didn't get any meat behind it. Lloyd then starts going forward for Forest. McGovern giving him support. Bowyer. Now Burns. Ipswich allowing Forest to come forward. Ward. Bowyer. Ward in with a chance. Never really got hold of it. Peter Ward, a beautifully constructed opening work for him by Ian Bowyer. He really did pick him up nicely. And that was a clear-cut opening for Ward, and he miskicked, he topped his kick. Brazil. It's an awkward ball, Mariners coming, Shilton's there first. Well won by Robertson. Big early ball across there for Ward. He's up against McCall. Mills. Not a bad try. Mills, an explosive young player. Ward, who can't see a way through himself, rolls that pass. It wasn't a particularly good one, but Mills struck it firmly. Mills now for Ipswich. Lloyd heads clear. Robertson, the challenge coming from Gates. That rolled kindly for Forest. Wallace off to Robertson. Anderson making a run down the right, so is Mills, and Anderson's the man who goes. Oh, beautiful ball. Ward. Oh, Wallace. I think that will be adjudged to be a foul by Wallace. But what a super little bit of football that turned out to be until the final shot went in there from Ward. But it trickles back now to Civil. Wallace putting his boot in, and I think will be penalised for the foul. Was, and the free kick passed back to him, to Civil. Burns. Osman, a big struck ball, and Mariner, where did he come from? Well done, Shilton. And Larry Lloyd glares across at that linesman the far side. Well, it just seemed impossible for Mariner to be onside in that situation. There's the ball up in the air, and here arrives Mariner, looked to be a mile offside. Shilton gets the body in the way anyway, so there's no goal. Robertson penalty here against Southampton in a 2-1 win. That was 4 games ago. It was the last goal that Forest scored. 3 scoreless games since against Liverpool, Birmingham and Spurs. There's Gates for Ipswich. Walk making a run. And he was fending off Burns with his right arm. Free kick to Anderson. Ward robbed then by McCall. Gates in for Brazil. And Brazil's got to score here. Absolutely has to. A solo effort. A disaster starting way back when Peter Ward lost the ball. And Shilton left absolutely skint then where the ball was lost by Ward. Knocked in, and that caught Forrest in all kinds of trouble. Lloyd did his best, missed the ball, and from that moment on, well, it's one-way traffic. And in Brazil, the easiest little job, trickling that past Schultz. 1-0 Ipswich. 37 minutes of the first half gone. And a bit of a disaster then for Forrest. Ward. Robertson. For Mills to chase. Butcher tanking in there. Corner. Butcher looking anxious. Now Burns has arrived, so is Bowyer. That was Burns. Off the line. Burns again. Appeals for handball. I doubt whether the referee could have seen that at all. There was a whole block of players between Don Shaw and the incident. The linesman this side wouldn't have seen it. Nottingham Forest must really capitalise on half chances, because Ipswich seem to be so well organised, they're not going to give them full ones. And here's Mariner on his way for Ipswich. He's round Lloyd, he's going to drive. Oof. Well, I don't know whether he was trying to pick up Brazil then, or whether he was trying to chip Shilton on his far post. But that was a very dodgy moment again for Forrest here in the very opening seconds. Mariner away from a slightly leaden-footed Larry Lloyd then. There's the ball across the box. No, it was aimed for Brazil, missed him and goes away for the goal kick. And now Ipswich again. It's Anderson there that time. Anderson still there. Little touch off for Wallace. That was a good interception then by Steve McCall. Give him credit for putting Wallace off, because there wasn't much time. Anderson starts it all off, and McCall just in to put Wallace off his stride. Gives the corner away. Taken, Anderson in, Ward back to goal, and Mills. Now McGovern. Well, that looked very close to one, and they appeal for the penalty. And immediately Ipswich break back through Gates. Gray is covering. Gates wriggling away from Gray. Across the box. Watt couldn't get there, Lloyd did. Burns still complaining to referee Don Shaw about what he thought was a penalty at the other end of the park. Well, that's what the scoreboard says to the Forest side. Oof. Just as well that Burns got a boot there. Handball by Butcher. Stop Ward. And referee Don Shaw reckons that was a totally intentional handball. Good enough to warrant a yellow card. So the yellow card is out for Terry Butcher. Chap who picked up a red card at Southampton game before last. No, it was 2 games back, because they've played Brighton and Leicester since then. Ken Burns knocks this ball up, and now here's Butcher. Was that intentional? Yes, it was. No question of it. It's Ken Burns for Forest. Bowyer trying to get in, and he is in. He still couldn't get a shot in on the goalkeeper. And Ipswich come back. Gates, Mariner. This is where Ipswich are so dangerous. Being soaked up one attack, they can break back quickly. And that'll drop to Mills. Mick Mills. Well, Mick Mills had the chance there of getting his name on the score sheet. Mariner picks him up so well with this ball across the box. Brazil intelligently leaves it. And Mills the volley. Oh, and he's so wide. Peter Shilton. for Robertson. Forest have only lost 7 out of 96 home games since Peter Shilton came here. That's 96 home games in all competitions. And it looks as though they're on their way to losing another one this afternoon. There's Gary Mills for Forest. That's a good-looking cross. Nobody coming in on it. Made it easy then for Civil. He's a good player, this Gary Mills, there's no doubt about it. He's got pace, and he can hit a ball on the run and strikes it firmly. And that turned out to be easy for Civil. Must be running up a blind alley there, Gary Mills. The ball was kept in play, did well. It'll drop for McGovern. No, Gates was there. And again, a great appeal for a penalty. And John Robertson chasing referee Don Shaw, and he's going to get a yellow card for that. The fierceness of John Robertson's anger when he was quite convinced that there was a penalty call on. Let's see if we can see what had happened here. Mills knocks the ball back, and I think it's Gates we've got to look for when it drops loose. There. Well, there was enough evidence of appeal to make me think that perhaps it did hit the arm. Bowyer ready to run on this right side. He's in behind Butcher. Giant of a lad, Terry Butcher. 6'3". Difficult man to get past. Here's the corner from Gary Mills. Lloyd getting up. Wallace! 1-1. Brilliant bicycle kick out of nothing. Forest back in the game. 1-1, 76 minutes gone. There's Mills hitting this long corner. Lloyd jumped superbly. Look at this for a bicycle kick. Brilliant. Wallace the scorer. His 8th goal of the season. Gary Mills has had a very fine game this afternoon. At least had a portion of that goal that was his corner kick. Burns and Shilton playing safe. Lloyd robbed, and Gates comes back for Ipswich. Gates still going. Brazil to his right. Delayed it. Coming in is Tyson. Brazil there again, and Tyson there again, and that's a penalty. Tyson brought down. And dejected faces of Forest players. That's Gray's tackle, Tyson's fall. So it's John Walk, number 7, looking for goal number 17 this season. Penalty number 6, and a 2-1 lead for Ipswich. Walk against Shilton. It is Ipswich, 2-1. And John Walk, at 79 minutes, puts Ipswich back in front. Shilton went the right way, but there was no way he could get that. Just crept inside the post. There's the scorer, and there's the scoreline. John Walk makes it 2-1 to Ipswich, just as Forest were back in the game with that goal from Wallace. It's Trevor Francis, and you can just see Peter Taylor there leaning forward. Trevor Francis had a game this morning in the A side for Forest. They'd like him back in action soon. Lloyd. Anderson, perhaps just time to get one more attack going. No. Well, morale at Nottingham Forest now must be at 0, as referee Don Shaw ends the torture for the Forest side, and manager Brian Clough and his assistant Peter Taylor. So that run of ill fortune continues.